Welcome back. If you have kids, you know how fast they grow out of clothes, shoes, hobbies like sports. But instead of just finding a way to get rid of gently used sports equipment that they've grown out of, you could put a smile on the face of a child thousands of miles away. Hassan Touré, Chris Mackey, and Brent Smith join us from Soccer Gear for Gambia to explain. Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here today.
Good morning.
You know, so we've had you on the program before. It's been a little while, but for people who may not know exactly what it is that you do, tell me how you got this started and what it is that you do.
Actually, 5-6 years ago, Chris and I co-founded Soccer Gear for Gambia. We were just talking about how blessed and lucky our kids are in this country that they can wear the best soccer jerseys, play in the best facilities, and somewhere else they don't even have shoes to wear. So Chris and I were like, hey, how can we make a difference? That's how we got started 6 years ago.
Wow, so you started collecting gently used soccer equipment, and you make sure that it gets to these kids in Gambia, right? How do you make this happen?
It's a big concern that Hassan brought up based on his family and experiences of being over in Gambia. So we didn't know who we could trust, and ultimately decided that we would distribute it ourselves. So the last 6 years, once a year, Hassan makes a trip back to Gambia and works with some of his colleagues over there, and a great support that we've got to be able to get it to rural villages and to some of the clubs that are over there.
And you have photos and things like that because you just came back recently from your latest trip. How much were you able to give those kids?
This year we were able to distribute over 8,000 items, and we impacted almost 60 villages. And also something new that we were just talking about, we partnered with 2 soccer academies.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was great.
It was a really good trip. So this has grown over the years.
Yeah.
Now you know a thing or two about soccer because those domes that we see.
Yeah, yep.
And so this is where families are playing, and they have this gear. Maybe these shoes don't fit, these shin guards or whatever. Your place is where folks can drop off these items,
Absolutely.
Right?
The Mommy Soccer Center, as well as the Rossford Soccer Center Dome, 2 locations with drop boxes that parents can take the used equipment to and drop them off, and we'll make sure it gets to Hassan and Chris and on their way to Gambia. It's a great idea because we get a lot of parents that come and ask us, I've got these brand new shoes that my kid just outgrew. What do I do with them? So now it's nice to have an answer. Yeah. So here you go.
This is exactly what you could do with them, and then you know that it's making a difference in these kids' lives. As you mentioned, they don't even have shoes.
It's just priceless. You can't describe it. To your point, some kids, they even use the soccer items that we donate to them to wear shoes to go to school, not even to play sports.
To play sports, to go to school. We're looking at some photos here of the kids with this gear, and I think I saw a WTOL 11 shirt. I know our producer Wendy, we had a box here of shirts that maybe I think it was our old logo or something like that we were getting rid of, and love that you were able to take those over for us for people to have. What kinds of gear and equipment are you looking for? Is there anything that you aren't going to take, or anything specific that you're looking for?
Well, we don't want to give them trash, you know.
Right.
So as you said, gently used, but anything that's involved in soccer, from shin guards to cleats or boots as they call them, or soccer balls, pumps, even cones and water bottles, because you'd be surprised, you don't think about that. The water bottles get used in everyday life for them.
Sure, absolutely. So this is a way that you can make a difference in their daily lives. What does it mean to you to be able to go back every year and pass out these items?
Huge, because we impact the community massively. I mean, these kids, again, they don't have shoes, clothes, and it is like Christmas time for them. Once they hear that I'm in town, I mean, everybody's just waiting to see me so that they can receive the items. And
this is your home country, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Original from Gambia.
And so I would imagine that means something to you to be able to go back and give back to.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and so once a year, so you're just kind of collecting until you get, you know, a decent amount, and then get it sent over.
Yeah, we collect all year long, then we go distribute once a year. Yep.
Wonderful. I love what you all are doing. And I think a lot of times, we were talking about this during the commercial break, people want to help. They don't necessarily know how to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of great people out there that really want to help others, and just giving an opportunity to be able to do that, an avenue to do it, and try to make it as easy as possible for them, and let us do the heavy lifting, and you know, get things in these kids' hands that are going to change their lives.
And there has to be an expense, obviously, with getting this gear over there. So you are looking for folks who might be willing to help sponsor you.
We are. It costs us about 75 cents to $1 per item for us to get it shipped over there and distributed, which is really our our primary cost. So we did over 8,000 items this year, growing steadily over the last 6 years, and you know, we are actively looking for some corporate sponsors or club sponsors, whoever wants to help. You know, and you know, $500 here or there goes a long way to being able to cover some of the cost, and allows us to basically help more kids. There's so many additional things that we're looking at now that we're fully established, including being able to give a large percentage of goods to people here locally. So we've got several conversations going on where we can distribute to kids here in Toledo and around Toledo and even in Michigan, in addition to being able to help the kids over in Gambia.
Some great work going on, gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming today, and I think a good opportunity too for parents to use this as an opportunity with their kids to have these conversations about what they have and you know, what other kids around the world may need. So thank you so much for coming today. We appreciate it. And again, for people who need more information, just drop them off, mommy or
we're open
Rossford.
every day.
Yeah,
mommy or Rossford.
Drop it off. All right, folks. Thank you so much for coming today.